Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Yo.
I'm Necrotic Nick.
I'm Jammin' John.
Jovial Joseph. Subject to change.
I'm the Tommy.
And we're Thralls of Metal, and we're going to do another discography ranking. This time we're doing Brazilian metal band, legendary fucking band, Sepultura.
One of my personal favorites.
We're going to start at pretty much the beginning in 1986 with Morbid Visions. Yep, their first album.
God-awful production.
Terrible production.
Guitars were not in tune.
Even for 1986, it was pretty bad. I mean,
We had some really young boys in Sepultura at this time.
oh yeah, you had the only appearance by Yaro Guedes. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. It was barely even thrash metal, honestly. It was a lot of worship and tribute for like Celtic Frost and Venom.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of Slayer, but
Slayer! Sorry.
that has to be done every time someone says Slayer. Slayer. There we go.
Oh, damn it.
But very straightforward, simple song structure. A lot of the songs kind of blended in together. Not particularly high on my list. I had it at 13 out of their 14 albums.
I had Morbid Visions at number 10.
Number 12 for me.
Also number 10 for me.
You know, it was there was a lot of really good drums on this album. The album came in just thrashing. Like, it was a good first attempt. It was obviously their intro into music.
Yeah.
Very makeshift production, too. Like, I mean, they didn't have a real studio to really work in. As bare bones as it ever got. And it's interesting because this is the only album they had, like, a kind of satanic occult theme. Like, the rest of the time they shifted more towards socio-political stuff and, like, personal demons. But this one was about actual demons.
Satans and...
Oh, I mean,
all the Satans you
tell.
can handle, brother.
Multiple Satans.
Multiple Satans.
All the Satans.
Satanists.
666 Satans.
Yeah. There was also the Bestial Devastation EP that came out before this, but everything that was on that ended up on Morbid Visions anyway, which is why we're not covering that one. It's okay. I had a couple of decent tracks like War, Troops of Doom.
Troops of Doom was great.
Empire of the Damned was pretty good. You could even say it was arguably influential to death metal too, since this was just a year after Scream Bloody Gore came out. And it was a lot like Possessed Seven Churches, which was also pretty influential in that genre. In 1987, they have their second album, Schizophrenia. This one I had a lot higher. This one was number 5 for me.
Number 9 for me.
Number 9 for me as well.
I had this one at number 5. I thought it was a killer album.
Yeah, it's definitely more thrash. This is the first one with Andreas.
In walks Mr. Kisser.
Yep, and instantly songwriting improved.
Yes.
Right away.
100%.
And they're still really young, you know. Igor was 17. Max was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Great for being so young.
Vocals were a lot clearer from Max this time. Production was noticeably better. Still not great.
But not nearly as muddy or...
No. Andreas added to the songwriting instantly. Like, you could tell he was more into melodic stuff, like he loved Iron Maiden, Angel Witch. He brought on that, new wave of British heavy metal thing. And
The melodic side.
It just became more polished. Better lead work. Like, Inquisition Symphony is probably my favorite instrumental they've done ever. It's an incredible song.
The song that stood out to me was definitely From the Past Come the Storms.
Awesome song.
Great song.
Escape to the Void. That was still a live staple for a long time, too. All right.
Beneath the Remains.
1989. This one is my number 2 album. This is a thrash classic, in my opinion.
Much better songwriting, much better song structure.
Best production so far.
Yeah.
Well, they
Not
actually
even
got
close.
Scott Burns, who was part of the whole Florida death metal scene. He kind of learned how to record that stuff because it was real difficult with all those different layers. He actually went down to Brazil to help them out. And even brought in the frontman from Atheist and John Tardy.
I have this album ranked number 3. Pretty high on the list.
4 for me.
At number 6.
Igor sounded incredible on this one. Like, you could really tell that kid was getting good. And once again, the lead work got even better. Songwriting was incredible on this. Like, this has some of their most memorable songs. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mass Hypnosis.
Inner Self.
Those songs have always stood out.
Hypnosis.
They've always stood out to me as, really important Sepultura songs.
Absolutely. 1991, we have Arise. This is my number 1 album. This is probably one of my favorite thrash albums ever. I would even hold this over like other thrash classics, even Master of Puppets. Crucify me. Go ahead.
You're wrong, but it's okay.
No, I'm right, but it's okay. Actually, some of my favorite production they've had. Once again, this is Scott Burns. They actually went to Florida to Morris Sound Studios, where tons of metal classics were recorded in the 90s. And it just sounds everything. The guitars are perfectly crunchy. The drums sound fucking immaculate.
There's a lot more tribal drumming that goes on.
In comes the Latin percussion.
Yep. And they
To give it that Brazilian feel. It almost like they're starting to put their own personal stamp on it.
and they added a touch more groove and melody this time, to where the songs actually stood out individually. Like, 'cause they had tons of memorable parts. Like, Beneath the Remains had tons of memorable songs, but it stuck to that really fast pace throughout. This one broke it up a bit and brought in just an incredible songwriting. Like, Desperate Cry, probably one of the best Sepultura songs of all time.
Agreed.
Man.
However, I've said this once. I'll say it 100 times. The cover of Orgasmatron.
It was a B-side, and it's a dumb song anyway.
Wait, what?
You covered a dumb song and still kept it dumb. I mean, I think Lemmy was proud at least.
Right?
Arise to me is an amazing album. I have it ranked at number 2. It's always been one of my favorite thrash albums as well. I'm not going to say it's better than Master of Puppets, but it's definitely one of my favorite thrash albums.
God damn it, man. No, don't you fucking high five him. He pointed it at you too.
Next fart's coming in your direction for that high five, just so you know.
Great album. That was my number 4.
I had this more towards the middle, and I'll explain why as we get into the other albums that I liked a little bit more than this.
All right, well, we'll move on to 1993 with Chaos AD. This one's number 3 for me.
My number 1.
Also my number 1.
Also my number 1.
I love the shit out of this record.
I've listened to this record so many times. It's stupid.
It's almost been nonstop on my playlist since it came out.
Yep.
There's songs that get stuck in my head all the time.
Every song fucking stands out individually on this, and there's, once again, really good instrumental parts, like the Kairos that little acoustic intro. It's all of it stands out really well, and all these songs are strong on their own too.
Propaganda is what got me into heavier, faster metal. That just driving double kick in that song from the rip.
Yeah.
This song Nomad is a perfect song, beginning to end. I love it. I'll play it out of nowhere all the time. I love that song so much.
Amen. Right. Amen's one of my favorites on there. This one was arguably they kind of moved from thrash metal more to groove metal. And this is, going on different metal forums, this one's a really divisive album. Like, there's people who legit hate this album. And they're all wrong.
Stupid.
Yeah, they're wrong.
But, this one caused a bit of a divide in the fans because, thrash metal was kind of on its way out, and this was what was taking its place. And it was arguably more accessible, even though I think this was even heavier. and more raw in a lot of aspects compared to at least the previous two.
I mean, it was definitely a big change from Arise, no doubt about it. There's still thrash elements, but it's not as thrash forward as their previous albums.
The production was a kick up. It was heavier in parts.
The only reason it's number 3 for me is because I'm a bigger thrash fan. I love old school thrash, but this is one of my favorite albums in general. Like, honestly, this is probably one of the best groove metal albums that ever came out.
I have it on cassette.
I never had this on
I
cassette.
have the original pressing on cassette.
I'm probably the least biggest Sepultura fan out of all 4 of you guys, and if I ever have a hankering to listen to Sepultura, this is the first album I put on, just to get a fix, you know.
All right, well, let's move on to 1996 with Roots. All right, new metal fucking crept in, and we have Roots, which fell to number 7, despite I had like this old school love for it.
It also fell to number 7 for me. In fact, when we started this thing, before we started jamming all the Sepultura records, this was closer to like number 1 or 2. But then it fell.
I have this low as an 11. I didn't have the nostalgia factor. Jonathan Davis and Mike Patton could not save it.
That's my least favorite track.
Poops. Bloody poops.
I can't stand Look Away. That I skip that every time.
Yeah, and even on when it appears on Blood Rooted, it's still bad.
No. You can't remix and save that album. The writing's trash.
Nope.
I'm with Joe on this one. I have this ranked at number 11. You know, I listened to this album a lot when I was younger, and I remember liking it more when I was younger, but coming back to it, it definitely fell in the ranks.
It's
big time.
super fucking long, too. Like, I think it's like almost 75 minutes. Like, that's too long, especially when a lot of the material isn't like wide ranging. Like, I love the percussion on it because Igor's fucking amazing.
Always has been.
But you know, the songwriting just kind of it turned into new metal. It was just down tuned and fucking muddy and a lot of squealy shit.
It felt like a much simpler
no solos.
album.
Like almost no solos except for just squealing noise, which I'm sure
Trash.
Yeah,
Trash.
there we go. That's with the guitarist amongst us. Should be upset.
It just seems like they didn't try as hard, which was a bummer, because coming off of Chaos AD, you'd think it would have been a masterpiece.
A step up, yeah.
Not the other way around.
It was ambitious in the sense they wanted to change the game, kind of, but at the same time they wanted to follow suit with Korn. So I mean, how ambitious was it? They stayed with Rainforest Tribes to do like fucking tribal jams and shit like that, and it's like, hey, that's.
As soon as you said that, I just thought of like Max getting stoned with like the World or the Wildlife Foundation panda, like, oh dude, we're gonna fucking save the rainforest, man. Yeah.
This is also their highest selling album too. This was the big landmark one.
Which just goes to show you how stupid we all were when nu metal came out.
New metal kind of. I mean, I loved it at the time, but no, it doesn't hold up. So we're gonna move past this to 1998 with Against. This is the worst album they put out. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's dead
Dumpster
last
fire.
for 3 out of 4 of us.
Number 14.
It's number 13.
Derek Green's first album.
I'm against it.
I am 100% against it.
Oh my god, I see what you did there.
Definitely my number 14 here.
There are
I did not like this song.
passable songs on this that I thought were okay, but the rest of them, man, like I get it. They were in a bind. Max left. Big split there. And he'd already signed up with Roadrunner with Soulfly. And Roadrunner obviously wasn't backing Sepultura as much. Like, well, I don't even know what the hell they're doing now. And clearly neither did they when you heard this album. Derek Green wasn't even involved in the writing process at all. These songs were already written terribly for him. I was like, hey, there you go.
Right.
However, it was the first time that Andreas had to write a whole album's worth of, material by himself. So, there's going to be some, and he definitely, obviously, as the catalog keeps going, he
Picked it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just a little bit of a rough start considering, the other main writing partner of Sepultura took off.
It was a precarious position.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. I mean, the one thing I think that did come out of it that I did like is Derek Green. Derek Green has a much better vocal range. And
Now.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this one, they weren't asking him to do much. Just
In
sing
this
the
one, they
parts we
didn't ask
already wrote
anybody
for
to
you.
do anything. You're doing they're playing your fucking
I
head.
thought the vocals on this album were very cheesy.
Oh, yeah.
They were more understandable than when Max was singing them, but they weren't as good.
He's a much better lyricist, too. Like, Max Mankiewicz, there's the language barrier and all, but not a lot of heady subject matter.
You said head.
I did. But yeah, this one, I mean, they try to go away from tribal stuff and include Japanese percussion, which just felt a little forced.
It definitely felt like the follow-up to Roots, which is why it fell so low on the list for me.
It's not a good album. Darkest
At
point
all.
in their history. I dreaded jamming this one again, and I dreaded listening to it the entire time.
It was tough to get through, and I'm not even gonna lie. Some songs I started, and I'm like,
And I stopped and I skipped. I fast forwarded through, tried to find a decent part, and there wasn't one, and so I just stopped.
It had been over a decade since I had listened to this album.
And you know
And,
why.
Yep, and it'll be hopefully over a decade before I listen to it again. All right, we're going to move on to 2001 with Nation.
Who decide to live in this world? Who decide to die to this world? More vicious ways of execution. This is not a time for resolution. Who dares to throw the first rock? Who believes in justice being done? More vicious ways to get past. We gotta know the truth, no less.
another shit fest.
Better shit fest, but still, it's not
Still a
great.
shit fest,
This
but a
one,
better shit fest than against.
It's like cheesy shit right here.
this one I had at 8. I thought it was an improvement over against, but that's not saying much. And it kind of felt like they want to take a bit of Chaos AD and sort of mix it with Roots, so you still had the new metal leftovers, even though at this point new metal was really starting to die out. Thank fucking God.
I had Nation at number 13. The drums were still decent.
Yeah,
like
Production,
Igor's,
great production.
Great
Yeah,
production.
Igor's
Yeah.
an amazing drummer, no doubt about it.
Igor is never a slouch.
A lot of guest appearances.
Once again, yeah.
They just lost so much with Max for these couple albums. They were really trying to find their new groove.
This was their last album on Roadrunner. They were pretty much fulfilling their end of their contract there, and they had no support. There was barely any promotion for this, so I don't know. Maybe a lot of it was just dialed in because, like, all right, we're gonna get a new deal, and we can write some fresh tunes after that.
right. I had it at number 12.
Yeah, it's okay at best on my list. There's still some songs there I actually like. Ways of Faith I think's really good. Politrix, just because I like Jello on there. There's always room for Jello.
Umakura is
I hate that song.
it's a
I hate
cologne commercial like, ladies, do you want to get noticed by your man? Umakura. Umakura. You want to smell sexy? Umakura. Umakura.
You want to smell like a Brazilian dumpster? Yeah, not the best point in their career, but I thought some of the songs were okay. That's why it was a little bit higher. All right, moving on to 2003, we have Roorback.
There's a sickness that keeps reaching you. Grabbing the whole of the world.
This one I don't have as high either. This was number 10 for me.
I like Roorback. Number 8.
This is number 11.
Roarback for me was number 12.
A lot of the songs of this just don't feel complete. Like, they end at points where you feel like they should, like, really pick up again. Like, there felt like a lot of half ideas kind of thrown together, and I don't know, it just didn't stand out.
I was just happy to hear them going back to metal after the last couple albums, and up to this point, it's Derek Green sounded the best.
Yeah.
His vocal performance.
Agreed.
I mean, Come Back
So
Alive
far.
comes in swinging, and I love that. Like, right away, I was like, okay, there's a little bit of, still some thrash in here.
Yeah, it's way less of the outside kind of, you know, the other worldly type music influence and just more straight ahead metal. And that's
This was paired with an EP, Revolute songs that I actually liked even better. They had just a series of cover songs they did that were really good. And I actually liked it better than this album because, I don't know, just the originals didn't work for me. Like, I thought the production definitely felt a lot thinner on this one. Like, with Nation, it felt like full production. They really did a good job on this. This one felt like maybe a polished demo. I know they were on a different label. They were on SPV for this one. It was their first album. With that
SPV Steamhammer.
Yep. You know, so if you're into Sodom, that's their only label they've ever been on, I believe. It's not a great album.
It's okay. It's middle of the road.
Meh.
The standout song for me, Corrupted, was pretty good on this album.
I like Godless, even though it just tails off the end where you feel like there could be more, because honestly that was one of the strongest tracks starting off on there. Moving on to 2006, we have Dante 21.
I've been an old winter here. Into the bedrooms amongst the lost. It's the fiction of life. What you are is what you live.
Last album with Igor, shame. But this one ranked really high for me.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Number 5.
Where in the heck? 10. Number 10.
I had this one at number 9.
This was the best album with Derek Green at this point.
Agreed.
And was their first concept album. They did essentially the Divine Comedy, Dante's Inferno, traveling from hell to purgatory to heaven. And it really works. Like, the narrative carries out really well. And these songs kick ass on here, too.
Yeah.
And there's some cool things like the violin solo.
Yeah.
Hysteria.
You know, the strings, the first time they brought in orchestral elements, it was really good. Once again, Derek Green showed even more vocal range again.
Very adventurous.
Yeah. Convicted in Life.
No,
I love that
fucks
song.
given.
Stupid, awesome fucking jam.
Convicted in Life had really good guitar work on that song.
Like, that one felt like it could have been on Chaos AD, too. Like, it just had such a strong feel.
Oh, yeah.
And then it carried out throughout the album, too.
Buried Words was another
Yes.
standout track to me off this album.
When it comes down to putting music, like, on my phone for driving around and shit, I hate when an album's taken up by too many intro tracks. So that's a minor complaint, but... You know, there's...
He is OCD like that,
Yeah,
folks.
no, I am. Intro tracks drive me nuts, dude. Stop giving me like a minute and a half intro track into something that's also awesome.
That's a waste of space.
Just give me the fucking song.
Don't tease me, baby. Please me. I like the intros. You know, like...
The strings are cool.
I'm a big prog dude, too, man. So, like, the weird, quirky little things like that, I dug it, man.
Way to dig it.
I can dig it.
All right, moving on to 2009, we have A-Lex, or A-Lex. This is number 11. And this was the first one without Igor. We have Jean Dolabella on drums, and he was okay on this one. A lot more polyrhythmic, but overall, it's not a great album.
This is my number 14. I thought this record was a pile of shit. All the songs are too short.
And there's some new metal-y shit again on there. And like, dude, like in 2009, new metal-y shit should not be popping up on an album unless you're Korn. And they're not. I'm so glad they're not.
I had this album at number 8. I didn't think it was as bad as Noonan did.
Agreed. I had it at number 6, and also
I liked the whole A-Lex theme.
See,
I liked how they kept coming back to that. I thought that
think
was
they
pretty cool.
They should have spaced out their concept albums, because he had a really great concept album before this, and then this one, like Clockwork Orange, is an awesome literary piece, but it feels like a step down from Dante's Inferno, like in terms of like heady subject matter for a concept album.
You know, I liked a lot of the contrast they had. There was a lot of doomy parts. There was a lot of really heavy parts, and I really like doom a lot, so I like that they incorporated that.
It was so short.
Ludwig fucking Van, though. That is the cringiest Sepultura fucking moment ever.
They should not have done that.
No, because it wasn't even like legit like symphonic. It was just someone hammering shit on the keyboard. Does that sound okay? Like, No. Cool, record it. Listen, we're on a time crunch. Let's go.
That's a keeper. Moving on.
Can you just get your dog to come stand here for a minute?
Yeah.
For all you care, this track could be John farting on a snare drum.
Maybe it was.
I would have listened to that over listening to Ludwig van again.
We can listen to it now if you want.
No.
Look, don't bang your dick on the snare drum and tell me it's a song, okay?
You liked it the first time we did it.
It wasn't a snare drum, though. It was a hi-hat, man.
It was a shroom drum.
Moving on to 2011, we have Kairos.
I see what chaos won't slow. I see the chaos won't slow. I'm a sleeping of night, looking deep in the light.
This one's a little bit better. I had it at 9.
I had this at 5. I liked it a little bit better. I really love the producer of this album, Roy Z, who's an awesome guitar player and a producer. Worked with Bruce Dickinson a lot and put out some badass Bruce Dickinson solo albums for him. So
The production on this is pretty much flawless.
I had this album at number 6. You know, I thought Andreas really came in and killed this album. He came in with lots of riffs, lots of leads, some of his best leads yet that I think he's even had, especially since Max left. Andreas did a great job on this album. Very heavy, very brutal.
I did it at number 8. This kind of fell when I was ranking this discography. It just kind of fell in there.
Yeah, my issue with it is it's really cut and dry. Like it's pretty bare bones groove metal. Not that it's like bad, but none of the songs really jump out at you very much. But it's still well executed. So I mean, it kind of falls in the middle. Maybe oversimplified. Lead work's still good. I do like their cover of Ministry is Just One Fix. It was a good ripper. There's also a surprise bonus track of them covering the Prodigy's Firestarter, which is cringeworthy.
beat the pressure.
Yep. Yeah, just imagine that with Sepultura.
I just remember a cockroach hair dancing in the sewer light.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cheesy. Whatever.
Last one with Dolabella on drums. He puts on a pretty decent performance on this. Like I said, I don't think they really were pushing much on this one. They just wanted to
Put out a metal album.
Well, it was the first one on Nuclear Blast. They wanted to make a bit of a statement, like, hey, we can still write some solid tunes, and we're
I wouldn't be surprised if when they got signed, like, hey, we appreciate what you've done, but like,
yeah,
can we put out something heavy?
like, about that concept album last time.
We're gonna have
Ludwig
to pass
van,
on
are you
that.
fucking kidding? But yeah, it's an okay album. I'll give it that. Moving on to 2013, we have, god damn it, I have to say this whole fucking thing, don't I? The mediator between the head and hands must be the heart. This one's number 12 for me. I'm not a big fan of it.
Really?
This
Yeah.
is my number 3. I love
This
the
is my number
shit
2.
out of
Yeah, I
this
did
album.
too. This was a great record.
My number 7.
I like Eloy's drumming. That dude's a fantastic drummer.
Eloy Casagrande.
I don't like Ross Robinson's production. Once again, it was kind of a new metal thing. I hate the guitar tone on this. The guitar tone sounds sloppy. Especially coming from Roy Z's production where that guitar sounded full.
Roy Z is a very,
And
he likes it very
crunchy.
crisp. Yeah, he's a crunchy man.
This one just sounded dirty. And
all right.
like new metal dirty.
They were I think they were trying to
Yeah.
recapture some of the Roots magic because of the popularity of the album at the time.
It wasn't a concept album, but it was inspired by the
Metropolis,
the old silent film.
And if you're a YouTube rabbit holer, you should know all about Metropolis and all the conspiracy theories and all that good stuff. Come at me, bro.
They can hear my eyes rolling. I'm sure it.
Standout track to me on this album was Impending Doom. I love how it was so chaotic and doomy.
I liked the Vatican Tsunami. I thought was pretty good.
Manipulation of Tragedy, I thought was good.
It feels cluttered. Like songs, they don't have room to breathe. They can
I disagree.
jump to the.
I say
the
it's
next
some
part.
of their best writing.
I say
it's some of their
from
best
back
writing.
to front. I'd say that from front to back, this is a great album.
Sometimes I like chaos.
Oh, me too. This one, it was stepping outside of their usual comfort zone, which is really cool. They actually tried that, but it had mixed results as far as My opinion was.
Sure.
And I like technical metal too. Honestly, some of this is closer to death metal.
Which is why I'm shocked it placed so low in your ranking.
Just like the songs didn't gel. There weren't a lot of hooks on it. You know, I got to have something that draws me in, and wasn't quite enough here.
Okay.
All right, well.
All right, well.
Cool. Yep, let's go on to the last album.
The last album, 2017, we have Machine Messiah.
My thoughts, a revolution, building up bridges of hell. Search and destroy, massacre their soul. To realize I'm not a fraud. Reunite with yourself.
This one's my number 4. Holy shit, did they write a great album.
Number 2. This album is disgusting.
Number 3.
I have it at number 4.
It's a beautiful album. This is the best one with Derek Green by far. Definitely shows off more of his vocal range again. Eloy kills it on drums. This is a fantastic drum performance throughout. And Andreas wrote just killer riff after riff. It's a beautiful album.
I know it's the last one, but still, like, it sounds cliche to say, but I totally believe it is the best album with Derek Green on it.
100%. I
Without
totally
a doubt.
agree. And honestly, I think this is maybe breathing new life into Sepultura. Like, the people really responded well to this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And I'm eager to hear what they do next. I really dug this album.
There was
me too.
blazing guitar all over the album.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
proggy, doomy, lots of good tracks. I Am the Enemy, Vandal's Nest,
Oh.
Chosen Skin.
Warno.
Killer songs.
Cyber God.
Cyber God, dude.
Cyber God just
is a
rips.
killer jam.
Their instrumental
Heavy as
Iceberg
balls.
Dances.
Yes.
Oh, it was absolutely
yeah.
beautiful.
I like the pacing on this album too. Like every song, they didn't clutter a song that sounded similar back to back. Like all these songs really had a chance to stand out. But yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of all their albums. We had wildly different lists in some parts and
Yes.
a lot of the same ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to know what you guys thought of our lists. If you think we're right, wrong, indifferent. Once again, are we trash boys? Let us know.
Also, give us suggestions if you want to hear certain bands. Let's go down their discography and rank them. Let us know.
Yeah.
And stay tuned because the next discography we are doing is the Mighty Iron Maiden, and I can't fucking wait.
Who? I've never heard of them.
Tommy, give me my gun. Thank you guys again for watching. If you'd go ahead and please leave us a like and a subscribe, that would be awesome because we'd like to keep doing this for you. Also, let us know whatever discographies you want to see us tackle next. Anything in metal we would love to do.
Thank you so much.
Godspeed.